everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today's topic is the diminished scale, and this is part one of gaining flexibility with the diminished scale. And what I've got for you today is 3 fingerings that are going to cover the root on the 6th string and the 5th string, and then we're going to combine them to get the whole range of the guitar. And we're going to talk briefly about how the whole half diminished applies to the diminished chord itself, and then how we can play a half-whole diminished scale, basically a diminished scale starting on the 7th degree, and apply that to dominant 7 flat 9 chords. So let's dive right in. Let's check out pattern number 1, which is the diminished scale with the root on the 6th string. Here's pattern 2, key of C, root on the 5th string. Okay, let's check out pattern 2A. And that's a variation of pattern 2, except instead of ascending right away, we're going to cover some ground that we didn't before. We're going to descend onto the 6th string and then work our way back up and continue through the pattern. You'll recognize this pattern. It sounds like this. Okay, let's unlock the total range of the guitar now. We're going to combine patterns 1 and patterns 2A to get pattern 3. And take a look at that one in the PDF. I've transposed it to G so that it makes it a little bit easier to see the total range of the guitar. If we were still in C, we would get up pretty high pretty quickly. But if we start down low, we can see the total range of the guitar. Now, some things about this particular pattern, and this is the whole half diminished, meaning it's whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. It just keeps repeating that pattern. What it does is, because it's an 8-note scale, if you watch the bebop video, it's kind of naturally bebopped. We get scale tones on strong beats. We get the 1 on the root on the 1, then we get the minor 3rd on 2, then we get the flatted 5th, then we get the diminished 7th, or just a major 6th on beat 4. And that's going to naturally occur as we play the scale. And that's why I like to think of this particular pattern in terms of just a diminished 7th chord and not a dominant 7 flat 9. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So let's check out pattern 3. Okay, pattern 4, and this is the one that I like to think about over dominant 7 flat 9 chords. And what I'm doing, I'm just playing the scale starting on the 2nd degree. We're still in G, but I'm going to start on A this time. And now the intervals are going to flip-flop. They're going to be half whole, as opposed to whole half. And if we analyze this in relation to a dominant 7 flat 9, let's take a look at A dominant 7 flat 9, for instance. We have A, C sharp, E, G, and B flat. Well, if we analyze the scale, strong beat, weak beat, let's see what we get. So if we start on A on beat 1, we're thinking 8th notes. On the and of 1 is the flat 9. On 2 is the sharp 9. That's cool. On the and of 2, we get C sharp, which is the major 3rd. We now get the flat 5 on 3, natural 5 on the and of 3. On beat 4, we get the 13 F sharp, and then the flat 7 on the and of 4, and then 1. So we get some nice colorful tones on the beat. That's why I like to play that particular pattern over dominant 7 flat 9. Knowing full well all of these patterns work. This is just kind of the way it makes sense to me, and I thought I would suggest that. It may not be that case for you, but it makes sense to me to think of them that way. So let's check out pattern 4. that'll do it for part 1 of gaining flexibility with the whole half diminished scale. And please hit that link and get that free PDF. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to the channel. Remember this too, I've given you 2 scale fingerings, one on the 6th string, one on the 5th string. And that's so you can practice these scales in all 12 keys. That's a must. You want to be able to digest them in any key that you have to play them in. And if you noticed also, I've got my metronome going because I'm always trying to develop a nice, relaxed pocket when I'm practicing these scales. Part 2, we're going to start expanding on the concept a little bit and applying them to different situations and kind of mixing up the order and stuff like that, maybe making some arpeggios out of them that will give it a more musical sound. So check back in often.